You are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM Harper Radio, broadcasting from the Harper College campus in Palatine, Illinois. You are listening to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina. Before we get started, just want to remind everyone that the thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. I lost it. I found it.
All right, we've got 3.
We got 3 and the red button.
Yes, we're good.
I remembered at the very last second.
Yeah, and you can head over to YouTube Live and check us out on video. Just go to the Harper Radio channel.
Feel free to interact with us there. We don't bite. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, it depends on our mood.
Yeah.
Next week we might be biting.
Yeah. It's okay. We're listening to Oat Milk. We're English. We're calm. Oh boy. Quick shout out to my dad because it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
I know he's not listening right now, but he'll probably watch later. Happy birthday, Dad.
Well, for your mom's birthday we played Prince after the show. So what will we play for your dad's birthday after the show?
Honestly, he's got a lot, but he listens to a lot of my music. So I feel like if we played Taylor Swift, he'd be completely content with that.
All right.
But I think Van Halen, I think. No.
I think we got Van Halen in there.
I will try and remember that. All right. So again, you're listening to Streaming Verse. It's almost finals week, so I hope everyone's hanging in there.
I think everyone's going crazy, like just with studying and stress, and I don't know. This semester seems really long.
It has. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. It seemed very long, and also like, oh, it's over already. Because I think I had more in-person, like labs, and I had clinicals, so it was kind of, I mean, that felt like it was forever. But I had my reasons. But yeah, it's definitely been a long semester, so I'm looking forward to.
And that's probably why, because it was during the pandemic. I mean, it still is a pandemic, but it was during the wear masks. We had to we couldn't have 2 people over here unless you and Deegan were wearing masks.
Right.
And now we're like mask free, so it almost seems like a long time has passed when it hasn't been.
I haven't
as
really
long.
thought of it like that. Yeah, that's very accurate.
It's timey-wimey, as Doctor Who would say.
I was going to say that's Doctor Who, and I know that. I know things. It's crazy. All right, so we're going to start the show with what we've been watching. So, Chris, would you like to start?
I would, but I'm telling everyone right now on Twitter to head over to
all right, so I'll start.
So you can start first and then come to me.
Okay, I'll be back to you. Okay, so this weekend, I think majority of it was the weekend, Chris got me into The Flight Attendant, and I watched the entire first season. I didn't know what to expect going into it. You just said there was a pretty lady in it, so I started watching it.
Apparently I need to lead with that with my recommendations from now on.
I think you do. I don't know. I'm weird. So I literally hadn't seen the trailer. I hadn't heard anything about it. I had no idea what it was about. So I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be a stereotypical, like, flight attendant, like, situation. It is definitely not that. I think it was like the first 5 minutes, I text you, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're right, she is gorgeous. And then I, like, hit play again, and I was like, wait, what? Not what I was expecting whatsoever, but it was so good, I could not stop watching it. And I'm still like, what?
So you finished the whole first episode?
The first season, yes.
So you got a lot in. You're probably head still reeling about everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot happened.
Yeah. And for those who haven't seen The Flight Attendant or heard about it, it's on HBO Max and Kaylee Kiyoko, I think that's how you pronounce her
Yes.
name, from The Big Bang Theory, is the lead in that, and she is awesome. Like, it just shows you, as Penny, she had no range. They didn't give her the range that she had as
No.
the Penny in The Big Bang Theory, which, I mean, makes sense. Not blaming them per se, but
Right.
she is amazing. And I have to say, I'm 4 episodes so far into season 2.
Okay.
2 more have already loaded. Might be watching one tonight. And it's so good. Season 2 is not disappointing so far.
I heard that as well.
Yeah, and she is adorable.
She is.
I mean, I always in Big Bang Theory she used to wear a lot of tanks, and her arms. She's got these awesome yoga arms where she doesn't have like these big bulging muscles, but by the way, that's muscle under there.
Yeah.
And she does do yoga in real life, which is why I call them yoga muscles.
Yoga muscles. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah, more like not bulk, but
Yeah. Not like twitch.
she's not lanky,
Right.
But it's also not those big defined muscles, which are fine too.
Yeah.
It's just she has those yoga arms, which are amazing.
Yeah. No, well, I really enjoyed it. I was very shocked. Although I guess it would have been boring if it was like, oh, I'm a flight attendant. Wee. Like, it's not. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, so it was surprising, but I really liked it. And she has been added to my list of celebrities.
Yay,
that I
you've done your
have with-
job.
Yes.
Yay.
I literally have a Google Docs list. It's Chris. It's bad.
Well, again, now I know what it takes to get you to watch a show.
Exactly. That's so sad.
Before we talk about time travel,
Okay.
which I got into this week, I was rewatching some. I couldn't sleep last night, so I put on Teenage Bounty Hunters, and I just
Yes.
forgot how good that show is. That show is the
So
writing
good.
is and the acting is amazing
So
in
good.
that show. But yeah, no, I was time traveling this week. So
What?
TMC, and this was live TV, but you can also, I think TMC is on HBO Max, so you can get those movies there. The movie channel, the Turner.
Oh, I know what you're
something.
saying. Yeah.
So it's TCM network, they were playing Somewhere in Time. And that's a movie with Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. Love Somewhere in Time. It came out in the 80s. It's based on a book, and it's based on time travel. And that movie is why I want to swim around Mackinac Island, which is
Interesting.
yeah, because it's based in Mackinac Island. And the
Okay.
Grand Hotel, and like I said, it's time travel.
Yeah.
And so I watched part of it, not all of it, because I was dealing with this migraine. And so Saturday I couldn't do a lot. Those people who get severe migraines understand. Sometimes the second day you can't do a lot. So I started watching The Offer and
Oh.
Gaslit. Gaslit is about Watergate in the Nixon era.
Oh. I
And
remember
that is on Stars.
And I can't watch it.
And it stars Julie Roberts and Sean Penn, he's not even Sean Penn in this. You can't even tell he's Sean Penn. Just if you look for an image of him, you can't tell. But it's about late 60s, early 70s. And then at the same time, I'm watching The Offer, which is on Paramount Plus. Do you have that?
No, I think my dad's been gatekeeping a password because he watched the Super Bowl.
Okay. And this is big because Deegan should watch this too. Your
Ooh.
brother Deegan should watch this.
Deegan.
The Offer is about the making of The Godfather. Also the same time frame. So late 60s, early 70s. So at one point, after watching between the two shows 3 episodes, it wasn't a lot, and then the Somewhere in Time, I was like, am I time traveling? What is happening? Because I'm watching both shows and you're getting a sense of the fashion of the time, the
Yeah.
language of the
Oh my
time, and the film industry part was fascinating. And I'm a big horrible sometimes at watching shows because I'll go to Wikipedia or I'll check IMDb
Oh,
and
yeah,
check
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's happening with this, is this true, did this really happen?
Right.
And a lot of it really did, but The Offer is about what it was like to make a film with one producer, not many, at that time and all the things he had to do to get it done.
So
They're probably
interesting.
stretching the truth, don't get me
Right.
wrong, I get that, but at the same time I think it's a great time capsule and I recommend both
All right.
a lot.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. We have plenty more time to talk about plenty more things. So stay tuned to WHCM, and we'll be back with Streaming Verse.
to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is WHCM 88.3 FM, your source for a variety of free-form genres played by the students and staff of Harbor College.
Welcome back to Streaming Verse. There's lots of buttons over here. Okay, I got it. All right, so.
It's hard when you don't sit over there all the
And it's
time.
been a while.
Yeah.
And the last time I was over here, it was just a hot mess.
Yes.
So, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so, finals week is approaching. We already talked about this briefly. So I thought about, because I was at home like, oh, I wonder what movies that I could watch that are like on theme, you know, for finals week. What I should be studying instead, you know.
Exactly, yeah. What can I do that's kind of like studying
Right.
finals, but not really?
Yeah, you really called me out there. So then I'm like going through and I'm like, wait, well, how many movies actually have a test? So we're going to talk about movies with the test for finals week, but some of them are very stretched. I mean, I know some of mine are. I don't know about yours.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like to stretch things and we interpret things differently, and it's fun. So, Chris, do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So some of the examples that you gave me, and I won't name them because they're yours to
Because I'm
talk
using
about, were things where there was a test to get through to the other side type thing. And what I was thinking about literally while I was driving here, because it's, again, been a stressful week.
Yeah.
We need to both stop having these stressful weeks.
know.
Is the movie, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Jeff
need a
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Seriously, like, I thought about this movie. I knew exactly what this movie was. He drives a car. Tron.
Oh, Tron.
Tron.
I have yet to see Tron.
Tron, yeah, because Tron is like a test where he gets put in there as punishment, so basically he has to go through all these
Oh.
obstacles to get out of the video game.
Oh.
Similar to one of the ones you have.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar
Jumanji.
concept. Jumanji, right.
Yes.
And my one thing about that when I was thinking about it is the first Tron, while it's dated in the technology, is so much better than the follow-up Tron,
Yeah.
which was a waste of time. And it makes me think, because we've talked on the show about a bunch of things like Matrix Revolution, which could also be considered a test.
There you go.
The last movies they made were more just for the fans to be happy than necessarily good cinematic movies. Which isn't a
Okay,
bad
yeah.
thing, but, because Matrix Revolution I truly enjoyed, but more from the Sensate standpoint, because I had
Yeah,
all
right,
the Sensate
right.
people. But it was fun. Same with Veronica Mars. They made a movie from the series that, but it was more of a yay than
Right.
necessarily, ooh, look what happens now. So I feel the same with Tron in the second one that they made. But
Got it.
Tron is a good example, I thought,
Yeah.
of a test. I mean, he tested himself in terms of, can I get out of this punishment because I've been abandoned here? Kind of, like you said, kind of like with Jumanji.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to take that away.
No, I have way too many, surprisingly. I don't know why I was thinking about this, because instead of studying, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, I just put down Jumanji. I haven't seen the original Jumanji. I'm so
So
sorry.
good.
I know, but Karen Gillan is in the other two Jumanjis.
Yeah, all right,
And I
fine.
really like
Fine.
her. She's Nebula in Marvel. So she's really
also
pretty.
in Doctor Who.
She is in Doctor Who. I haven't seen her in that.
But Bonnie Hunt's in the first one. Although I don't think you see her as a crush for you, but she's blonde. And a she. So
that's all it is.
based on those requirements, check.
I swear to God, I'm
She's
not this
America's
insane.
darling to a degree. I mean, do you know Bonnie Hunt is?
No, I
Did you ever see The Green Mile?
no.
I can't name the other movie. She's been in a bunch of movies, but I can't name. She's also a Chicagoan too.
Okay, well, Deegan will probably lecture me when I
Okay,
get home.
that, you
so-
can get that. But the original Jumanji was plus Robin Williams
Williams,
too.
yeah.
All right.
Um,
But again, I've now found my way into getting recommendations. So we're talking Bonnie Hunt.
oh, that's ridiculous. Okay, that's accurate though. Okay. This one is a very ridiculous movie, and I loved every second of it because I seem to love these ridiculous movies that nobody else really likes. It's called The Perfect Score. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. I love it because it has both Chris Evans, who's Captain America, we all know, and Scarlett Johansson in it, and they're like 14. So if you think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, the Avengers in high school, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And the whole plot point, it's like this coming of age, high school movie. They want to steal the scores for the SATs and to get a perfect score in the SATs. And it's so funny because watching it now, obviously, I watched it more recently because I was like, oh, Scarlett Johansson in this movie. And Deegan was like, yeah, she's like 14. And I was like, oh, cool, because I want to watch all her movies. And so,
Goals.
yeah, I have quite a few left. She's in a lot of movies. But it's hilarious now because they're so little, and like comparing them to other roles that they've played is so interesting to me because Scarlett Johansson, who is a Black Widow, plays this kind of like very like standoffish, like, oh, like I'll help you, but I don't really want to. There's like ulterior motives happening, and it's so funny. But I love it, and so I'm gonna have to watch it this week.
What year was that?
Ooh.
It had to be a while ago.
Let me look it up.
Did you ever see the commercial with her and her husband?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Amazing. No, I wasn't saying
Yeah.
that like that. I just got excited. Sorry.
I'm like, because you would want to. It was so cute, especially when he goes, you don't like kissing those other guys, right? And she goes, I don't know if she actually says anything or just goes,
Yeah, I think she just avoids the topic completely. Okay, it was released in 2004, and it is on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Chris Evans plays a kid named Kyle.
What's her name?
Let's see, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Francesca.
Kyle and Francesca. Who thinks of these names? Is she from another country? Like who's? We need to talk to the writer of this movie.
Definitely. She's like rich, I believe, in the movie.
Okay, that
She's
makes
very
sense.
like Sharpay in High
Okay.
School Musical. Do you have another one?
I've never seen High School Musical.
What? None of the three?
None of the three. No. I understand like Zac Efron comes from High School Musical, and okay, what's my incentive? Okay, we know your incentive to watch things now. What would my incentive be to watch High School Musical?
Okay.
It's not Zac Efron. Just gonna throw that out there.
Corbin Blue? I don't know. Chad? My mom and I just had a conversation about this morning because we couldn't think of his name.
Whose name?
Corbin Blue's, but his name is Chad.
Oh.
I was like, I can think of the girl he dates, Taylor. High School Musical was literally my childhood, though, so I've seen all three of them way too many times. And I think it's one of those that, similar to the Bee Movie, which ironically keeps coming up in my brain, I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but it's like the nostalgic. And it's Kenny Ortega.
Who?
Chris!
I didn't even know who was Corbin Blue as person. Now that I'm looking at him. I don't know who he is.
You've never seen Jump In?
Nope. Who's the other person who's supposed to figure out who they are? Kenny Ortega?
Kenny Ortega. He directed it. He's a big choreographer.
Okay.
Oh my god. I actually met him.
You're big into dancing, though. This would be
Yeah,
right
that's
up
true.
your alley.
And they're singing, and it's like the second one's my favorite. Second one's the best one in my opinion. Third one makes me cry. I can't watch it too often.
So does Vanessa Hudgens, is she famous for anything else other than High School Musical? Because I keep hearing her name, but what is she doing now?
She does a bunch of princess switches on Netflix. Like those Hallmark.
I see the Princess Switch 3.
Yep.
She was in Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, she was. She was in
actually-
Grease Live.
She was, oh, okay, I did not watch that.
Oh, so good.
I just saw something, she was in Beastly. Did you ever see Beastly?
No.
Okay, now, people are going to be shocked. I've seen Beastly more than once.
I've never even heard of Beastly.
Oh, shoot. Now that I see her, I know exactly who she is because she's the lead in Beastly.
Oh, okay.
It's basically kind of like Beauty and the Beast,
Oh.
and it told in a different way. So she is the main lead female, and the main lead male is Alex Pettyfer, if that's how you say his name. He was also in Iron Number 4.
I've never seen that either.
And Mary Kate Olsen is also in it as like a
Uh-oh.
witch.
That's ironic. Elizabeth Olsen is the Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth
Oh.
Olsen will always be superior.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine, but Beastly was good.
Oh, I'm gonna check this out.
I know.
'cause
Apparently, I have to watch High School Musical.
You do.
Not before next week, because if we get the person we've asked to be on the show next week, if they are
Yes.
on it, we have a whole other theme coming.
And it's very exciting. I have
Yes.
to bring my A game.
Yeah, we're only talking like this because she will be on at some point, and we will
Yes.
do it at some point, but we don't know if it's next week yet.
Right.
So anything about Beastly involves a test.
Does it?
If she can love him for who he is while he's ugly,
Yeah.
and then he cannot be ugly anymore.
Yeah.
And he's not even ugly, which kills me. I mean, he's
No.
kind of gross, but it's more artsy. He has like scribbles on his face. It's almost like massively tattooed.
So he's like emo?
I don't know what that means.
Chris.
I know what emo means, but I don't know what emo means in the text that you're saying it. So I
Does
might
he look like he walked out of a Hot Topics?
kind of yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
And I can say that because I still shop at Hot Topics.
But I mean, there is some gross stuff, but mostly it looks like someone doodled on him,
Oh.
which looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Until like the little pustulates start coming up. But
Oh.
anyway, a test. She ends up loving him for himself, regardless of what he looks like, and then he gets to be Mr. Handsome Studley Dudley again.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Any more? I thought you had this whole list over
I
there.
do. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Okay. This one.
I was just trying to defer to you, so
I'm sorry.
looking
I'm
at
sorry.
me.
I have a lot, but for some reason I really want to go to this one because it's so funny to me. Have you seen Glee?
Yes.
Okay, Brittany. I love Brittany. She has to take another year of high school because she fails all of the exams and she gets kicked off the Cheerios, and it's this big deal. But the test that she takes that is shown, she did in crayon, and she draws this like big picture on the back of her, and oh goodness, what's her name on the show? Santana.
I was going with an S.
Yes. Her and Santana on the back, and they're just so cute. And they're like, she took a test in crayon. Like, girl.
I'm convinced that they had her not wearing makeup just so she would look younger, because she was one of the older cast members.
I got to meet her last summer.
She was amazing.
She was amazing. We talked about Lord Tubbington. I literally was at a dance convention, and she was teaching at a different dance convention. And so I saw her I saw her face on the poster, and I was like, I'm going over there.
Yeah.
I'm going over there. So I walked over there, and I was like, it was so weird. I was like, is she teaching? And they were like, oh, she'll be done in a minute. Like, just wait here. I'm sure she'd love to meet you. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I'm waiting there, and then she, like, came up to me, and I was like, oh my God. And she's like, I know, I'm not stupid in real life. It's crazy, right? And I was like, no, like, I'm just, like, sorry, like.
Starstruck.
Yeah, like, this is a lot. Of course, I was crying. But she was very nice.
Yeah.
Talked about Glee for a hot second. I was like, oh my God.
Well, it's also the writer was from this area
Yeah.
for Glee, so
Yeah.
that's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. I watched it until Brianna, I don't know her name. She got in the car accident, was in a wheelchair for half a second.
Oh my God. What's her name? Her name's Diana in real life.
She had some like name
Remember
of like
Becca? Brianna.
I don't.
It wasn't Brittany.
Let's find out. We're gonna pull this up.
All right. Yeah, Glee is
Yeah,
very fun.
I'm good until they start coming up with crazy plots.
Yeah.
And that whole wheelchair thing was mostly just to prove a point. Now, if she would have stayed in the wheelchair, that'd be different.
Right.
I'm not against a character being injured. I'm just
Right.
against a character being injured just to make it look good. But she'll walk again any second now.
Yeah. That show is very problematic to begin with, but we're not going to jump into that.
Well, the show's problematic just from the cast members.
True.
Quinn.
Thank
Quinn,
you.
that was her name.
Quinn.
Yeah, just it's so funny just scrolling through this. Like 3 of them have died.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for those keeping score at home watching Glee, the ones who have passed away would be Mark Sailing, that's Puck. He has passed away, and Finn, Corey Monteith, I'm not
I
sure
can't
how
say
to
his
pronounce
last
his name. And then where is
Niall Rivera.
Santana? Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really sad.
That was terrible, yeah.
That one was creepy.
Yeah.
But as a swimmer,
Yeah.
never ever go in the water, especially, she shouldn't have been there alone, but especially without a life jacket on, or a life swim buoy. Sorry, let's take a PSA here real quick. First, let me just let everyone know you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast service of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the thoughts and ideas of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
Yes. Killed it.
That said, your PSA for the day is don't go swimming in the open water without some type of life preserver. Either put a life jacket on. Swimmers normally going to use a swim buoy, which is tethered to you, so you can grab it and hold on to it if you need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, her dying simply for not putting on a life jacket, because apparently in that body of water she was in, there's currents underneath that people are unaware of. And I'm not trying to shame her, I'm just trying to make sure other people live. That's,
yeah.
Yeah. It's same with the helmets.
Exactly.
Bike helmets.
Exactly.
Wear a helmet. Protect your head.
Yep.
I once took a fall, not going very fast. My front wheel locked into a train track. So I went down hard. I wasn't going fast, but I went down hard. My helmet cracked in 2 places. I can imagine what that would have done to my brain
Oh,
if I
oh
wouldn't
my
have been wearing a
gosh.
helmet.
Jeez.
I feel like we've just covered PSA.
I think we have. All right.
And
There we
make
go.
sure you listen to Cross Countries Monday mornings at 11 a.m. with Ashley N. It is an awesome show.
Amazing. And next Monday. No, this coming Monday. I always confuse the next Mondays. Whatever. Because tonight at midnight, technically tomorrow, Taylor Swift is releasing Taylor's version of This Love off of 1989. So if that gives you any idea for what cross country is going to be like Monday, there you have it. I'm very excited.
That's exciting. I couldn't tell, but there was this text thing just for everyone. All of us non-official Swifties. I think I'm a Swiftie adjacent at this point in my life, because I'm doing everything I can for Ashley to get Taylor Swift on her show, and I am your co-host, so I'm a Swiftie adjacent. You guys were texting, and there was words and things happening. I had no
It's the key slamming, yeah. It's the key slamming.
I'm just like, they're excited. I can tell.
Yeah. I saw it, and then I just started screaming, and my dad's like, what? And I was like, Taylor Swift. And I was like, that means Wonderland. Taylor's version is coming soon. And, like, that's one of my all-time favorites, because it briefly, like, talks about, like, Alice in Wonderland, and I love Alice in Wonderland, so I was like, ah!
So does that mean you don't listen to the current version because it's not Taylor's version? What do Swifties officially do when it comes? I understand what's his name, Taylor Braun or Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun.
Okay, you don't listen to the versions he owns now, right?
Correct.
Is that what you do?
So it's been very hard, not gonna lie, because all of her music is incredible, but anything before the album Lover, she does not own. Meaning that if you stream it, you are giving the royalties, you are giving whatever, I mean, albeit on Spotify, it's like, what?
Negligible, yeah.
Yeah. But that money goes to Big Machine record label, which was her old record label, which was bought out by Scooter Braun. She wasn't given the chance to buy it back. So it's been really hard not being able to listen to any of, her...
Oh, yeah.
Her songs. They are her songs, but this guy, stole them and won't let her buy them back. So I've literally had to delete them, and that was the night that I deleted the songs. I was like, this goes against anything I've ever done in my life. Like, this is terrifying. But yeah, I can't listen to anything that's not Taylor's version.
Gotcha. Okay, so now we've got another thing that's coming, another album that's...
Well, it's a single.
Okay, this one's a single.
But we meaning the Swiftie community, we're speculating which album was coming next, because she's known for Easter eggs. Very, very precise Easter eggs, and it drives everyone crazy because we're literally coding in the middle of the night trying to figure this stuff out. And she's the reason none of us sleep. It's fine. So we were trying to decode which album she was going to re-record next. And I think it was between 1989, Taylor Swift, which was her debut album, and Speak Now. And, of course, everyone wants all of them. But it looks like it's going to be 1989, and I'm really excited.
And is she engaged?
Okay, so I have seen that everywhere.
Sorry, guys, I just got to get caught up on my Taylor Swift, so I figured I've got the source here. I'd ask her some questions.
I am the Taylor Swift Wikipedia page. So a lot of people have been saying that, but I don't trust anything until I literally hear it from her,
Okay.
because so much has been, and yeah, sometimes what they say is true, and sometimes what they say is completely just insane. So I just wait, but they have been together for a very long time. They met at the Met Gala, and that was the last time she attended. She used it as Tinder, and then just went off with her man. It's been great. But yeah, no, she's been with him for a very long time. I think over 5 years now. But yeah.
Yeah, they've been together for a while.
Yeah.
And I've heard the rumors, because people are starting to look for the Easter eggs and whether, type of life, and whether or not she's actually engaged.
Right.
But speaking of the Met Gala,
Yeah.
did you see any of the costumes. I'm going to say costumes
Yeah.
and not dresses that were worn.
I saw some.
It was kind of crazy. Some of the stuff I saw, I was like, what? What was the theme? I actually looked
Yeah.
up the theme because there was really diverse dresses happening.
Yes. Well, and I don't understand the Met Gala to begin with. I'm like, okay, wait, so it's a party for rich people just to flaunt their wealth.
Basically.
That's basically
Yeah.
what it is. And I understand, like, okay, like, if I was Taylor Swift and they had fun themes, like, yeah, that would be fun. I understand why that would be fun, trying to dress up to the theme. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. But, yeah, I was talking to one of my friends last night, Mia, about some of the outfits, and I'm like, what? Because Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky Barnes, my friend Mia is obsessed with. A lot of people are obsessed with Sebastian Stan. I understand it. He's good looking. Not my type, but he's good looking. But he wore this like hot pink suit, and everyone was like, "What?" And my friend Mia loves this man so much. She was like, "No, it fits the theme because that's when the color was invented. That time period." I'm like, "What?"
I'm not against that.
But was she just stretching it, or is that
Oh,
accurate?
definitely stretching it. But it's gilded glamour, and everyone else was dressing like vaguely steampunk, it seemed
Yeah.
like. I was like,
Yeah,
what? Like the Gilded Age.
right.
Like, so I could see pink stretching it, but, you know, the color pink, but it makes sense at the same time because, you know, Gilded Age.
Yeah.
And then Kim Kardashian and her mom, Kris, dressed as Marilyn Monroe and I forget the other person. I forget what Kris was wearing.
I don't know. I don't.
Somebody's mom. Oh no, Jackie. So they were both.
What?
Yeah, she was dressed as Jackie one of Jackie Onassis. I don't know if it was actually her dress or just something that looked like it. That's what Kris was wearing. I don't know what her last name is. Yeah, I guess she's Kardashian. But Kim Kardashian was wearing one of Marilyn Monroe's dresses. They couldn't even zip it up. She had to lose 16 pounds. I feel like we're the gossip show, but I'm okay with that today. So she had to lose 16 pounds. They still couldn't get it over her behind. So they basically like tied it or taped it. They weren't allowed to alter the dress at all.
Okay. I don't like the Kardashians at all.
I don't either.
Like,
But it was part of the Met Gala, so I paid
Right.
attention.
like I very strongly dislike them. Very, very strongly dislike them, okay? Especially that Kim. Okay, but anyways. She did some things to my girl Taylor that are not okay.
Gotcha.
What was I saying? Oh, but I saw that she was wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress, and I was like, what? Why did you think that that was okay in any way? Why do you think that you deserved to wear Marilyn Monroe's dress? Okay? What has Kim done? Nothing.
Yeah.
What has that family done? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Again, because I watch TMZ, I do not watch the Kardashians. I only say this because I want people to know I'm not a Kardashian
Right.
fan at all. So
No,
I
yeah.
like prefacing the TMZ,
Right.
not the Kardashians.
Yes.
That it has come out that Reggie and Kim and Kris actually brokered the whole sex tape situation, and that Kim was always in charge of it getting released. And she did it because someone's like, well, you know, that's how Paris got famous. So that's being like thrown about right now, which I think is awesome because they've always made it sound like, oh, I was a victim and I didn't intend it. Like her fame is based on this. I didn't know. And if it comes out that she did know, it's gonna put more of a slant on the Kardashians. Not the true Kardashian freaky fans, but I mean they're a freaking empire.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever close to swearing. I just wanted to make sure I pronounced freak
Yes.
the right way.
No, I know. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
There's a theory that we need royalty, that we always need something to look up to, whether or not it's because we, for some reason, as humans, we need someone that's better than us. So in England, like, they have the royal family, so
Right.
that's their celebrities. And here we tend to go to celebrities, and now it's turned into like the Kardashians.
See, but that makes sense. I can see why that whole theory, but the Kardashians don't do anything. Like, okay, if we're gonna worship anyone, Taylor Swift, she is a talented singer, songwriter. Like, she does stuff.
Right. She's done the work herself.
Right. It doesn't even matter where she started, but she lived on a Christmas tree farm. Like, she convinced her parents to move her to Nashville. Like, she put in the work and got it done, and they don't do anything.
No, and everything that they've quote unquote done has probably become, you're an influencer.
Right.
Do you want to say this is your tequila brand? Sure, this is now your tequila brand, but really they didn't
Right.
invent the tequila. They're not the ones mixing the tequila.
Right.
They're not the one harvesting the agave plants or whatever. Same with the makeup.
Oh,
Someone else
yeah.
came up with the makeup and now it's their line. All they're doing is picking the right one to be marketing.
Right.
But they didn't. You're exactly right. They're nothing.
Yeah.
They're famous for being famous, and that's really it.
Yeah. They're famous for a murder, right? O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, the dad is Robert Kardashian. Yeah, because he was the attorney. Yep.
Yep.
That was the start of it, and then Kim and the sex tape. That's it.
my
And
word.
it's so funny because her mom was fully on board. That's how power hungry they are.
Yeah.
So speaking of power hungry,
Yes.
we're gonna loop back here real quick. Do you
Right.
watch Ozark at all?
No, but I've heard a lot about it.
All right.
know.
So spoilers, sort of,
Okay.
for anyone who's listening. You might want to walk away for five minutes at the max, okay, and come back. All right, Ozark. I have finished the series.
Ooh.
And while I'm not going to get into anything super specific, but it's the same thing. Towards the end of the series, I was actually talking, because it's over now and I've seen all the episodes. Towards the end of it, it's Wendy and Marty. They're the husband and wife who leave Chicago and they have to go launder money for this cartel. Well,
Okay.
especially this last season, as you're getting into it, you can really see that Marty is doing it. He loves his wife, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll keep going. He's involved in things you can tell are just beating him down. But Wendy is a gambler. And I have to say, Beth is the one, in case you're listening, who's the one who phrased it this way. So she's always like, just one more thing and we can do it. Just one more thing and we can do it. So she's the one who wants all the power. And where they are at the end of the series is, in my opinion, again, I don't want to say it because if this was in 3 weeks, we can talk about it and I'll feel like less people I'm spoiling.
Right.
But where they are at the end of it, you just look at Wendy and go, your lives are just awful now. Like, in my mind, where it ended, they're just going to go downhill fast.
Yeah.
But it's all because Wendy wanted that power. And and it's more the power than the money. And I think of Kris Jenner the same way.
Yeah.
That's what her name is, Kris Jenner, not Kris Kardashian. Because she married.
Oh, yeah.
It just took me a second.
Yeah.
I think she's just all about the power and the money.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
probably why she married Robert Kardashian to begin with.
Yeah.
And then the Olympic star, Bruce, now Caitlyn Jenner.
Yep. Wow.
All right, I'm done with my theory.
No, that
But
was-
it's because by the end of Ozark, I just hated Wendy, which is good. I mean, Laura, I can't think of her name right now. I always know
Is
her
it
name.
Neil?
No,
Oh.
she's the, she does the announcing for Downton Abbey. She's the one who always did the
Oh.
pre-thing.
I don't know. I was going to say if it's Laura Neal, that's who did the last episode of Killing Eve.
Laura Linney, that's her
Okay.
name. Yeah, I mean, she's a great actress. Like, I really admired her acting by the
Right.
end, but the character, just wanted to slap her.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of those. We could have a whole segment about that.
Characters you wanted to smack down.
Owen Hunt. Okay. Never mind. We're not going into it right now. I came up with that too fast. All right.
We could take a break.
Yes, we are going to take a break. I had to think that through for some reason. My brain's not working.
I just saw your brain go, where am I?
I know.
What day is it?
Who am I? Who am I? Why did I just... I don't know.
Why am I on this earth?
Yeah, I have
What's my
those
first
thoughts
final?
sometimes.
I don't know.
That's a good question. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay tuned to WHCM.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Rosenthal and I'm the General Manager of WHCM 88.3 FM, the Harper College radio station. Through WHCM, you can gain hands-on experience in not only radio production, but you also have the opportunity to work in various different roles tailored exactly to your interests, including DJ, producer, manager, program director, webmaster, and so much more. No experience is needed to join WHCM. We will train you with everything you need to know right here at the station. We even have a podcasting studio and video production equipment ready for you. Want to get started? Contact us at WHCMHawkRadio@gmail.com.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
I'm back. You're listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM Harper Radio broadcasting from the Harper College campus in Palatine, Illinois. The thoughts and ideas that were presented all throughout the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
So do you want to talk about what we're going to do next week if Ashley can be on the show?
Why not? Let's do it.
I'm really excited.
I'm so excited.
So as we've always talked about, one of our favorite show hosts is one of our general manager. I'm now like forgetting where I am right now. Ashley N. And both her and Nina are Swifties.
Major.
So I thought it might be a good idea if we do Taylor Swift trivia next week.
Yes.
So we would just do a normal show where we start it, talk about what we've watched, and then we'll get into some Taylor Swift trivia, which I expect a total smackdown of humor. Watching these two compete with each other and who is the biggest Swiftie.
Oh,
And it will be fun.
I'm actually a little terrified. But I'm mostly excited.
The biggest issue, the way I do trivia, because I haven't shared with you my trivia shows yet, is it's all about fun. It's all about having laughs, blah, blah, blah. But you two, I suspect, will be so competitive over who's the biggest Swiftie that there's going to be I knew that first. I didn't get it out first. It's like, oh, too bad. But I knew it. I did know it.
Well, okay, we might have a positive to this because I've only seen Ashley in person 3 times. Mm-hmm. So, like, we're not at that level yet, I feel like, where we could be like...
At the beginning of the show.
Okay, that's accurate. I mean, I can't speak for next week, Nina, you know?
Yes.
God knows what's going to happen, you know? But, yeah, I'm very excited.
It'll be fun.
I'm very excited.
So, lots of trivia, and which means I'll be studying up on Taylor Swift over the
I'm
next
gonna know
week.
so much.
I
Chris.
will.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That was my first thought. I'm like, wait a minute, because I was kind of noodling this around, because we've already asked Ashley to be part of our show, and we didn't necessarily have anything in mind. And then I was noodling it around today because, partially because of the text that you guys were doing, and because I think I did hear that she was coming out with something somewhere. And I'm like, oh, trivia. That would be fun.
It's gonna be very intense.
And I'm like, she's in movies, so a
Yeah.
bunch of trivia can just be based on movies alone. So I have to see if I know another Swiftie who has like some deep questions for me to ask. I don't know though. I think you and Ashley are the only
I
two
don't know
Swifties I
any.
know.
Yeah, I don't know any. I mean, the casual Swiftie, you know,
Yeah.
like the locals. That's what we call them. But I don't really.
The townies.
Basically, we're terrible. No.
You already don't like the younger Swifties.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did go on a rant about that.
Yeah, you did.
I'm terrible.
I remember these things.
I know. I don't. Clearly.
And how many concerts have you been to?
11.
We have to find out how many Ashley's been to.
I know she went to Speak Now, which I am eternally jealous of because
didn't
I did
see.
not get to see Speak Now.
Oh, just the other 11. How many times has she been on tour? 12?
No, the summer of 2018, I saw her 6 times.
Gotcha.
I traveled.
I was gonna say, you got a nice dad there. No wonder why he's a Swiftie too.
Yeah, and a pilot, so it's great.
Right, yeah. Nice combo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find out what airlines he flies for, just in case I ever like get on a plane. I can go, hey, Mr. Stoner here,
American.
American? Oh, that's what I'm flying out
There you go.
when I go. Okay. All right. So when I say, this is your pilot, so how do they say, Captain Stoner? Captain Stoner? I know him. I know him.
That would be so funny.
I would do that. I swear to God.
That would be hilarious. I really want that to happen now.
I had to deal with American issues today.
Oh.
My brother's flight, because I booked his flight for him via American, flight home got canceled.
Oh my gosh.
And this isn't for 2 months. 2 months and the flight got canceled. So I was on the phone with American for an hour. They're like, okay, yeah, they're rebooked for the 7th. I'm like, no, they're coming back the 4th. What's the 7th?
Oh my God.
And the person helping me didn't do it, but when they canceled they literally canceled the flight. It was a BA flight, but they're alliance partners. And they just automatically booked him on a flight 3 days later. It's like, no, that's not coming
Oh. Jeez.
So yes, I've been thinking about American Airlines all day long because it was part of the reason why I was like overwhelmed today.
Oh my gosh.
I had to rebook a flight.
Yeah, no. That does not sound fun.
It was just a fun show.
Yeah. I had a great time. I always have a great time. Even when my brain doesn't work.
Sometimes it just makes it go by faster that way.
Yeah, right? When you have no idea what's going on. Oh,
What's
man.
happening?
Yeah. All right. Stay tuned for What am I saying? Stay tuned to WHCM for more awesome stuff going on. God, I can't talk.
Do another station ID. It's about that time.
Okay. You are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM Harper Radio, broadcasting from the Harper College campus in Palatine, Illinois. You just listened to Streaming Verse with Chris and Nina. Next up is Jump by Van Halen.